Bulls Nation, finally we have something to celebrate as the Bulls have finally obtained their long-awaited victory. It has been a very good game for the Chicago Bulls in today's game, and we have a lot of positives and a little bit of negatives. I'm going to add a sprinkle of a little bit of negative in this video and this victory. It was very good all around, some good positive signs, and I would love to see more of the same in our next game against the Washington Wizards. But let's focus on this one. Let's focus on our first victory. Let's focus on the Washington Wizards. Let's do it. What's up, everybody? It's the Aidan Sports Show, and welcome back to another video. Today, we've got a Chicago Bulls versus Washington Wizards game reaction. The Chicago Bulls, from start to finish, ended up having a very good game and finally secured their first victory in the NBA season. It's all smiles in the Chicago Bulls camp from tonight's game, and we do have a lot of positives to talk about. But before we get started, please like and subscribe to the Aidan Sports Show YouTube channel. Turn notifications on. Let me know in the comments below who is your player of the game and what did you guys think about this game against the Washington Wizards. Now, on the Chicago Bulls side, there are a lot of positives to talk about. So many good signs that we have seen. We managed to keep the lead as soon as we got the lead, and we took it to a 7-point lead. We managed to keep the lead the entire game. We never lost the lead. Big positive there for the Chicago Bulls. We talked about managing runs. We talked about the fact that we always concede runs, or we don't stop them enough, or when we're going on runs, we allow people to make runs back against us. And while we saw that, we still managed to keep the lead the entire game. Good game management from the Chicago Bulls. But again, towards the fourth quarter, you're always just a little bit nervous. What we saw against the Golden State Warriors, it's always in your mind that the Bulls could concede another lead, and we could end up getting another upset loss. But the Bulls managed to close it out tonight, and what a good game it was from the Chicago Bulls. Very well-rounded from start to finish. I thought this team did phenomenal in what they were trying to do. Again, the Washington Wizards are not particularly a good side right now. They're struggling. They have the firepower. They have Russell Westbrook. They have Bradley Beal. They have Bertans. They have Denny. They have a lot of good players on that team that you'd think that they wouldn't start the season 0-4 like they are now, or even 0-3 before they versed us. But the Bulls came and they showed out, and they showed why we should have won the last game, and we picked it up and we won this game. The Bulls win had to come sooner or later. Frustration is kind of dwelling onto this team, and with a very tough schedule, we need to pick up wins when we can. This was a game that Wizards are struggling, Bulls are struggling, but we picked up the win, and that is essential. The scoreline for the Chicago Bulls was 115-107. Fantastic performance from the Chicago Bulls. Held the lead the entire game, never let it go, and it was good to see. Of course, what I did see a lot of points in the paint was good. We did a lot of good screens once again. Our offense was on fire. We made a lot of threes. Patrick Williams had a very good stint in the third quarter where he got like 7 out of 7 of our points. And we did very well, and the Wizards struggled to guard us. In the first quarter, the Bulls and the Wizards competed as you'd expect, and I think the Bulls kind of got the better of that first quarter as we took a fairly good lead. The second quarter, both teams went extremely cold. It was a 3-minute play in that quarter where no one made a bucket. I think the spell to get out of that bucket was a free throw. So, yeah, second quarter, you'd like to see the Bulls kind of extend the lead a little bit more. When you see the Wizards struggling to score like they were, Bradley Beal wasn't making shots. Westbrook was the only one really making shots. And you see maybe Bertans missing a few shots, Denny missing a few shots, the entire team, Neto missing a few shots. You'd like to see the Bulls capitalize on that a little bit more. But again, we kept the lead. That was the thing. And the Bulls also struggled. The third and fourth quarter, the Bulls kind of ran away with it. The game became a little bit more open, a little bit more lively. There were some dunks in it. There's some open threes. Some good transition offense and defense. I thought the Bulls ran away with it in the third or fourth quarter. The second half for the Bulls is what kind of got that lead. And the Wizards in the fourth quarter, they've been poor all season in the fourth quarter. And it didn't really change here. The Pistons, okay, they were a little bit better, but the Wizards were definitely the worst team in that fourth quarter. Again, another frustration loss for the Wizards, but for the Bulls, which is what we're discussing, a huge victory. And now that we have got that big win against the Washington Wizards, and we do have our first win of the season, I'd like to see the Bulls go and compete in the second game against the Wizards and get another one. Now, I did come into this 2-game stretch expecting at least one win. We got that win, and we got it in the first game. So now, obviously, the mindset switches from getting one win to try and beat them both. Because if we beat Wizards twice, then it's a good start. It's a good start compared to some tough games that we have. We're going to be 2-3. We're going to have the Bucks and the Mavs and the Blazers. We're going to have very tough games. We're going to find it difficult for a lot of those games to get wins. So that next game becomes important as well against the Washington Wizards. But I'm very, very happy with this one at least. Let's move on to individual performers in tonight's game. There were some good performers in this game. This game was very well rounded. There's simply it was simply a good competitive game. Like, the Wizards kept in it for a lot, but for the Bulls, they had very, very good performers in this game. And there's something you have to give credit towards the Chicago Bulls for managing leads and keeping the leads. Obviously, Zach LaVine had a very good game in tonight's game. 23 points, 6 rebounds, or 6 assists and 5 rebounds. Very, very good game for Zach LaVine. Definitely one to look forward to in the future for sure if he keeps on putting up those assist numbers and scoring the way that he does. Again, very solid game from Zach LaVine. We also had Kobe White that managed to have a very good game as well. Drop 18 points, 6 assists once again, and 5 rebounds. Very good game from Kobe White. Much, much better performance from Kobe White in this game compared to his last 3. Even in the game against the Warriors where he had one good quarter, I actually thought, for the most part, he did very, very well today. We also saw Otto Porter score 16 points off of the bench. A brilliant game from Otto Porter. In the end, he didn't really play that much less minutes than Zach LaVine, like maybe Patrick Williams and Wendell Carter. Like, he played a little bit less than them. But again, off of the bench, very, very good game. Scoring 16 points. You love to see it. Patrick Williams, our rookie. It was rookie versus rookie tonight. Patrick Williams versus Denny. I thought Patrick Williams played better. I thought defensively he was better, and I thought offensively he did better, considering he's not even the fifth he's like the 5th option on our starting lineup. So getting 12 points, 2 assists and 1 rebound, fairly solid game for Patrick Williams, if I do say so myself. Wendell Carter had a double-double, 10 points and 12 rebounds. A good game for Wendell Carter. Offensively, struggled again, but defensively was superb. There was a few times where Bryant got ahead of him, and a few times he got some slam dunks, open threes. Wendell Carter, it was hit and miss for him today. But I wouldn't say he's definitely not going to be on my must-improve list, because a double-double defensively in the second half, I thought he was sensational. Big night on the boards for him. I thought he did well, Wendell Carter. Larry Markkinen, this is the worrying sign about Larry Markkinen. He had 9 points and 4 rebounds. Played very, very well, but only played 19 minutes, and it doesn't look like he will be back he didn't come back for that half, really. For majority of the third quarter and all of the fourth quarter, we did not see Larry Markkinen whatsoever, which allowed Otto Porter to get a little bit more minutes. But hopefully this is not serious with Larry Markkinen, because this is the worrying sign. This is the sign that we could be heading down with another injury to our player. And Larry Markkinen has been so good for us at the start of this season. I don't want to see him fall down to injury so quickly. Now, again, it was a game time decision from Billy Donovan, and he picked Larry Markkinen, and Larry Markkinen played. Hopefully that's not a decision that comes back to bite us. Hopefully he will be ready for the Wizards in the next game. We do have a few games to rest. I mean, we have one day pretty much, and then we're back at it again. But we still have a lot to worry about with Larry Markkinen. If he doesn't play, that's a lot of offense that we're missing, and even some defense as well. He's been very, very good so far, Larry Markkinen, so I don't want to lose him. On the bench, we had Otto Porter, as I mentioned before. Satoransky had a very, very, very good game off of the bench. Gotta love what Satoransky did against his former side, the Washington Wizards. Both Otto Porter and Satoransky, former Washington Wizards players, did very, very good against their former side. And overall, the Bulls had a fantastic performance. Very, very, very wonderful performance. Talk about the must-improve player. I think I'm going to target Chandler Hutchison this time around. Look, the starting lineup, there's not really that many people that I say you have to improve. It's just the way that it was for this game. If I had to pick a starting lineup player, it would be Wendell Carter, but it's because of, I guess, Bryant's getting the better of him in most cases. But I think overall, Chandler Hutchison is trying to force things, is what I saw today. He forced a lot of things. He had a few turnovers from forced passes. He also tried to get in the paint when he was double teamed, and he's trying to shoot over these players. And look, at the end of the day, I can live with those shots. I can live with the turnovers because we're trying. We're trying to get on the fast break. We're trying to get points in the paint. We're cutting. We're not just shooting threes like what we used to. So I can live with that. And it's not a hard criticism for Chandler Hutchison. I just think that he should do better in his decision making and he should take better shots. And if he does that, I think he'll be a player that simply the Bulls can't ignore off of that bench. Our player of the game, this is tough. I am going to give it to Zach LaVine, but there are really, like, Satoransky probably deserves a shout for player of the game, and so does Otto Porter. But I think Zach LaVine, because he was efficient tonight, 23 points. He didn't take too many shots. He also got 6 assists. And the playmaking side of the game, Kobe White and Zach LaVine did a very good job in tonight's game. 6 assists for them each. I think that's a very important stat line to have, as your two point guard and shooting guard are not primary playmakers. Getting them both to facilitate the way that they did was a very, very big plus in this game. And we did it with very few turnovers. In the fourth quarter, we did have a lot of turnovers. But in that first half, I believe we had 4 turnovers, which was a fantastic sight to see compared to the last 3 games that we played where we turned the ball over. Like, we're averaging like 19 turnovers. And in the Warriors game, we had like 24. So it was very, very good to see that we limited those turnovers in the first half. In the second half, we still have work to do in that area. It's not perfect, but it's good to see the Bulls take a little bit more care of the ball tonight. And Zach LaVine's my player of the game for that. That being said, guys, I'm ending this video here. We are now 1-3. We finally picked up our win. And honestly, it's good to see that our win did come relatively early. I didn't want to wait till we're 0-7 to get a win, which is what I think some teams might have to face this season. Next game is against the Washington Wizards once again. We've got a double gamer against the Washington Wizards. That game will come in 2 days' time. Hopefully the Bulls can pick up 2 from 2. I would love to see the Bulls to go 2 from 2. I am happy that we got the first victory, and that was what I was expecting. I wanted at least 1 victory out of this 2 games against the Washington Wizards, because I understand that once you get to know the team a little bit better, once the Wizards know how we play, it's a tougher game for the Chicago Bulls. But I'd like to see us compete, and I'd like to see us win that game as well. Once you win 1 game against teams you're versing twice, you instantly go to the next game and say, we should beat them again. So I hope that we can do that. I'm not expecting it, to be honest. But the way that the Wizards played tonight, the Bulls can't go and beat them next game. So it's up to the Bulls. It's all in the Bulls' hands. If they have that fantastic offense, if they manage the runs and they keep the lead, we can see a good performance again from the Chicago Bulls, and we can pick up another victory. Very happy with this win. Finally, we get to celebrate in the regular season. We got our first win on the board, and hopefully it continues over into the next game. Get 2 from 3 from the record, and then we're moving into a tough season, a tough schedule with some wins on the board, and maybe we can surprise a few teams here and there. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new. Have a wonderful and safe day. I'll see you in the next Chicago Bulls game reaction against the Washington Wizards. Take care and peace.